Hey, what's up, you amazing hackers? Hope you're all doing well today. I'm going to talk about the top 10 reasons why most hackers fail to reach their goals. I've been in this business for a little bit and I've seen people fail for various reasons, and I've kind of tried to pay attention, and I'm going to explain to you what I've noticed today. So I hope you're ready. Get on your hacking hats because we're going to have a fun time. Starting off with number 10, you're not practicing going to the extreme enough. First of all, a lot of people get stuck at the basics. When you go to the gym, it's really important that you focus on progressive overload, for example. It's a term that you hear a lot. It's a principle of adding more and more weight to keep increasing, because if you give your body the same amount of load every single time, it will not increase. It's as simple as that. Now, we should also apply that principle, overloading our senses time and time again before we can grow. This needs to be applied to hacking as well. This means doing this at our best. It's hard for us. We have to keep doing the hard things. When something becomes easy, move on and don't keep repeating yourself. Do repeat the basics, but don't get stuck at that level. You can do this by combining exploits, for example, or chaining them together, or by learning a new technology altogether. That brings me to my next point, which is number 9. When you learn something new, you don't start basic enough. Now, I'm not talking about how easy it is, I'm talking about how far back you go. Do you want to learn cross-site scripting? You start with JavaScript. Do you want to learn SQL injection? You start with SQL. It sounds simple, but a lot of people skip those basics. Begin with learning basics before you learn hacking. They say you do not need to know program to learn hacking, but I say that's bullshit. You absolutely need to know how applications work before you can systematically start looking at exploits. You can find things by accident, but you will never understand the exploit well enough if you do not understand the technology well. Which brings me to my next point, number 8. You don't explore every option of the tools you use. My father has his own business, his own construction company, and I like to make comparisons there. When you use a hammer, did you know that there are multiple types of hammers? You have, of course, a rubber hammer, you have a very big hammer, you have a small hammer, you have a claw hammer. There are multiple types, and it's really important that you explore all of the different options you have for all of the different types of jobs you need. Did you also know that a hammer can have more than one feature or use case for a single one? All of this seems logical about tools, right? So why not about digital tools then? Explore all the flags and options that a tool has and all its use cases. Explore the variations of tools and what advantages every single one holds. For example, if you have board scanning, you should know all the board scanners, you should know what advantages they have, you should know all of their flags. Do so and make notes. Which brings me to my next point, number 7. You really do suck at taking notes. Did you know that? Take me 3 years back in your notes and tell me, can you still find them? Can you still decipher your notes? As we get further along, it is a logical consequence that our cybersecurity journey loses much of its original structure. This is because as you learn more, you will also restructure, but you often neglect doing the same for your notes. What you can do about this is very simple. You just revisit your notes every now and again and take some time to restructure. Good notes are basically living documentation and should be treated as such, updated whenever required. Take your notes on paper first, and only after you're hacking or learning, when you're done, then you take time to structure everything digitally. Try it out. It helps a lot to quickly be able to make your notes, believe me. Now the next one, number 6, is that you really do think that there is a secret formula for success. Hear me out here. Did you ever watch Jason Haddix or other leaders in the community use automation and thought, oh, I need to implement this? A secret formula can be as small as part of a workflow or an entire strategy. I want you to take a step back. The only secret formula would be to explore the basics well and build upon what you know. If you then know the basics, learn the advanced usages of the tools and the techniques, and you're well on your way. My point number 5 is that you do not set up your routine for success. When do you hack and how much? I'm sure you've heard the phrase of down the rabbit hole before. I love going down that rabbit hole myself. It makes me lose all track of time and my problems even. But it does not bring me routine. Routine matters a lot. Make time for hacking, but don't lose yourself in it either. Create a structured overview of the knowledge domains, the techniques per domain, and the types of exercises you can do for them. This can be hacking or even building an app with an exploit in it. I think that should be your goal. Start with finding exercises to exploit, build up creating your own fully understanding an exploit, and then graduate to translating it into different languages and technology stacks. This is what a good routine looks like if taken seriously, and you won't have to spend 40 hours a week hacking to get good results anymore. On to number 4. You do not sleep enough and or ingest caffeine too close to bedtime. This goes with watching your food as well. Your brain is your number one priority, but if you do not take care of said priority, it will not be there for you either in time of need. This may sound cheesy, but ensure you get enough sleep and take care of your body and mind, pun intended. Don't give me that, oh, I can sleep fine on caffeine crap. Yeah, right, that's perfectly fine, you can fall asleep, but it has been shown time and time again that caffeine does fuck with your deep sleep, even if you don't realize it. Being fit and healthy go hand in hand with being active. A lazy rat is no good to anyone, so do some sports. It also helps you create mindless moments that give you inspiration. Now, on to number 3. You overestimate the abilities of others, giving you a false impersonation syndrome. This is a very easy trap to fall into. As you see other people's successes, it's almost like they can't fail. But what you fail to realize is that people always want to show their best side on social media and have trouble showing their dark sides. Do not overestimate their success and underestimate their failures, because that is an easy way to burn out, which you really want to avoid at all costs. Because being on the boundaries of legal ethical hacking, timings, rabbit holes, they all contribute to an early demise. At the same time, do not underestimate your own success and overestimate your failures. It's all part of the job, and we know how many pitfalls pave the way to success. That brings me on to my point number 2. You suck at making a schedule and sticking to it, but so does everybody else. Planning is hard, my friends, partially because estimating our own abilities and speed of learning is hard, but also because things come up. Life does happen. Be prepared for this and make sure you have a minimum of hours you spend on hacking and make some time. Hacking is fun in the beginning, but as you grow, you will start to see slower and slower progressive gains over time. This can be very demotivating, of course, and when it does get a bit harder, it is paramount that you learn to bite through the pain and stick with the plan to gain. Onwards to my number 1 reason why most hackers fail to reach their goal. It is you want to have it all within way too short of a time frame. The world of cybersecurity is vast, and it can take years for someone to be even at a basic level because of the crazy new technology stacks popping out of the ground like weeds. There are many different fields, certifications, and paths one can take, but it is important you set up your success with a healthy overview of the field before finding out what you like and diving deeper into each topic. Give yourself a realistic time frame, but know that it is not a static plan, but rather a dynamic indication of what your future could hold. The less you see it as a prison to bind to, the better. And last of all, forgive yourself, my friends. Forgive yourself for your mistakes, because we all live, love, and learn, and the beauty is that we all have our own basis for it. Thank you very much, I really appreciate it. If you want more information about me, thexcessred.com, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.